You made my day. You made my day. You made my day.
Guess who was on yarnspirations.com last night and looking for free patterns, and it was brand new pattern? Who's looking all bucket hattish now? We're gonna talk about this because I'm happier than a seagull with a french fry.
Hi, I'm Mikey from the Crochet Crowd, and thank you so much for joining our channel today. I'm here to inspire you and create magic with your crochet hook. Are you ready to play?
Oh yeah, sounds good.
So let's go through the skinny of this. The only thing skinny in this is the details, because this pattern is really not that complicated. So I wanted a hat that can actually shape well. And if you've ever been to those gift shops and you see a crochet hat and it's on there for like $29.99 or something, you're like, I can make it myself, but I can't find a pattern that shapes right. Bink! Shaping good. And so I'm using my Lily Sugar and Cream 100% cotton. And this hat was so much fun to make. I was actually smiling. My resting face was not resting. I was like smiling. I was like, this thing is actually turning out pretty cool. So I watched an episode of Hunger Games. I know. Don't be jealous of my hat. It's a free pattern. We can all do one. 2 balls, Lily Sugar and Cream, and I'll leave that with you. And it's got striping. Can you imagine white and blue, like nautical? Even if you have never been to the Hamptons or maybe to the Maritimes. You can count the number of rounds too. So if you want to color it in an amazing kind of way, you can do that too. Love it. Perfect. Let's get started right now on this hat on over there.
You made my day. You made my day.
So welcome to the desk, and we have the Summer Stripes Crochet Bucket Hat. If you're looking for something fun and fabulous, we're going to work it. See this hand? It's covering a pop stain. I know I spilled my drink when I was working through this pattern just to test it to make sure it goes good. And I am really terribly excited about this pattern. It is so hot. And I'm going to give you some tips on this one too, of course. And when you flip it, yes, you can have that yourself. It's only 2 balls of Lily Sugar and Cream. Look at that. And so the hardest thing for me is to choose what 2 colors that you want, because it shows pretty much equally. The whole top of her crown is one color, and then it starts striping off. You're going to realize that this is such an easy pattern to be able to play with. And I have to reduce my hook to a 4mm size. F is in fabulous, or Frank, a crochet hook, even though it's calling for a 4.5 US 7, so a 4.5mm US 7. Because with Lily Sugar and Cream I'm a little loose, but we're not going to talk about that today. I reduced my hook down to a 4mm size F, and then it fits all fabulously. So F is in fabulous today. So without further ado, let's just jump right into this pattern. Choose what is your color A and what is your color B, and from this it's going to be good. So what is the top of the crown going to look like? So you can start this pattern by chaining 2 and then putting 8 single crochets second chain from the hook. Or you could be like me and decide that, you know what, that seems okay, but I'm gonna do a magic circle instead. So take the end of your yarn and see these 2 fingers right here. I want you just to kind of pinch the yarn over top of those 2 fingers, and the yarn leading to the ball, just wrap around the 2 fingers and rotate your hand and cross over the top. There are tutorials available on YouTube for slow motion of this kind of concept if you need, or slower videos. I will show one more time. Front of your hand, 2 fingers. Okay, rotate around your fingers and turn your hand over and cross, and use your 3rd finger to hold that. Shove the hook underneath the first strand and hook it to this one. You got it? Okay, pull through. And carefully slide your fingers out and chain 1 to lock that ring. It'll just help you. Now when you crochet, I need you to crochet right up over top of these 2 strands, and then we're gonna pull that shut later. And let's proceed now to round number 1. So you can either chain 2 and do round number 1, or do the magic circle in round number 1. But we'll start with round number 1 next. So regardless if you're doing second chain from the hook for your beginning round of round number 1, or you do it this way, you can decide. So in the magic ring version, you're just going to put 8 single crochets into the magic ring. So let's count those out together. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now If you're doing the regular version, just slip stitch to the beginning single crochet and then we'll start round number 2. For everybody else doing the magic circle, pull this out, okay, like that, and just pull the string here, and that will pull it closed. And don't be scared, this is cotton yarn. It's one of the strongest yarns out there. And before you go any further, put your hook back in to the hole or to the loop, and I want you to secure it to the first one. If you're not sure, you can count it back on the ring. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So go to the 8th one back, which is the beginning one, and yarning over it, pulling it through and through. So now you've just slip stitched it to close it. So now pull this ring, or pull this loop again, and turn the whole circle upside down. And I want you to really reef on that. So give it a good pull. It's cotton yarn, so don't worry about it. If you can break it with your own hands, you're like a power ninja or something. So staying on the back side, you're just gonna glide your needle, and I don't want you to put that needle all the way through so that when you turn it over you can't see it right. That means that I'm not deep enough, but I'm enough just to get those stragglers to be hidden, and pull it tight. Then going back into the opposite direction, back in, and don't be scared to split the fibers. You really want to split those fibers. If you wiggle it between strands, it can weasel its way out, like pop goes the weasel, and we all love that, right? So if you split fibers itself, it'll stay more likely. Once you're happy with that, grab your scissors and just trim the yarn. So yes, the magic circle takes a little bit longer to get started, but then once you get started you have a nice tight hole at the top instead of something that may be looking like something else. Let's begin round number 2. Okay, so let's have a gay old time for the remaining of this pattern and start round number 2. We're gonna chain up 1, and I'm going to show you a cheating technique that I will apply to all of the rounds, and we'll do that at the end of this round. In each stitch, and there's only 8 of them, it's gonna be a bit tight. That's what we're looking for, and you want to put 2 single crochets into each of the stitches going around. I'm gonna show you how to cheat at the end of the round to make sure that you don't have a gaping hole at the end, and I'll see you back here in a moment. So 2 single crochets in each stitch around. So I'm going to show you a cheating technique. Hopefully you're into cheating today. So I have the last stitch, and technically there should be 2 single crochets in the last one, and then you join it to the very beginning one. I find with myself is that I always end up with a little bit of a space in the slip stitch, and it really bothers me. You know, you're standing behind somebody in a coffee shop and you can see the gaping holes of the slip stitching, and you're like, oh, I can't take my eyes off it because you're a crocheter. Here's how you avoid that. So in the very last stitch, yes, you're gonna put 2 single crochets in it, but if on the last single crochet that you'll put in there, so the one's in, I want you to do a 2 together using the last stitch and the spacing that is open with the first stitch that was created. So watch. So you're gonna go into the stitch you're supposed to, yarn over, pull through, and I want you to go right in here. This is the space that will look open that usually when you do joining. So go right into that space and you'll pull through, and you'll pull through all 3 loops, and that's a 2 together single crochet, and you've not changed the stitch counts, but what you've done is the leg of that stitch is pulling into that space that would normally be open, and it will pull it completely shut, and therefore you'll never have that up here, right? So you just pull through and look, no space. Cool, right? So I'm gonna do that at the end of every stitch. No matter what that last stitch is, I will always share it with that space, and I'll show you one more time in round number 3 just to make sure you got it, and we're moving to round 3 next. In round number 3, you're going to notice is that the increase changes position. Sometimes it's at the beginning of the repeat, sometimes it's at the end, and that'll make it look more round. If you see that model, she's smiling and stuff, that's because she knows that the increase is being changed and that it's got the perfect shape, which it does. So round number 3, you're gonna chain up 1, and we're going to apply 1 single crochet in the same one as the join. Okay, and then the next one will have 2 single crochets into it. So 1 and 2. That's gonna be your repeat for this entire sequence for round number 3. So the next one is 1 by itself, and the next one has 2. And I want you to do that for round number 3, and I'll show you my cheating technique just one more time because it's your lucky day, and I'll be right back at the end of number 3. So in this case I have my sequence going. I have 1 single crochet in the next and then 2 in the next. Watch how I handle that last stitch though. So I'm gonna go 1 into the next, and this one should have 2. So I'll put the first one in, and I'm gonna put the second one in, but I'm gonna do a 2 together with the spacing. See how that space is right there? So I'm gonna go into the stitch I'm supposed to, yarn over, and I'm going to go into that spacing that's not technically a stitch to fill that in and put 2 together, and it still remains as 1 stitch at the top, and you'll join it to the first. So that'll be the last time I'm showing you that, and you can see nice and tight the way that you like it. So let's begin number 4. Now we're not gonna be changing color for quite some time, so put your hook into the wind, whistle Dixie, do what you need to do. Round number 4 we're going to start our sequence, and we'll chain 1, and we'll start with 2 single crochets into the first stitch as the same one as the join in this case. So there, and then 1 single crochet into the next 2. So 1 and 2. So let's go through the sequence one more time. 2 into the next one, and then the next 2 are by itself. So 1 and 2 are by itself. Please do this sequence all the way around for round number 4. So I'm coming around on number 4, and I'm gonna do my cheating technique on the last stitch. Just make sure it shares, and then see, when you don't think about it, you just do it and you're good to go. Let's move on to round number 5. Let's move on to round number 5, and you're going to chain up 1, and in round number 5 you're going to place in 1 single crochet in the first 3. So 1 single crochet by itself, 2 by itself, and 3 by itself, and then you're going to do 2 single crochets into the next stitch. So you see the location of the increase is changing, and that will keep this more as a perfect circle, which the model is showcasing beautifully. So the sequence of the round number 5 is 3 by itself. So you have 1 by itself, 2 by itself, 3 by itself, and then 2 into the next. Please do this for round number 5. I'm coming up to the end of number 5, and it's 2 single crochets into the last, but with that very last stitch I just do my little trick and join, and we're gonna move on to round number 6 in a moment. This is when you start loving the pattern. You're going to notice now is that it's going to start smoothing off to do the brim eventually, and so you'll notice that every few rounds now we're not going to be counting stitches. We're just going to slam this into the wind. So round number 6 is going to be repeated over and over and over throughout the whole pattern, and you're going to chain up 1 and apply 1 single crochet into the stitch. This is when you can turn on that the Hunger Games and on all that movies and just not bother to count. But if you're like me, you still count and you don't know why you're counting, and you're just like, why am I counting? I don't need to count. And so just 1 single crochet into each stitch all the way around for round number 6. Coming up to the end of round number 6, you're just going to do that magic trick I showed you and just keep it consistent and join. Let's move on to round number 7 next. Round number 7 we're back to counting, and we're going to chain up 1, and you'll apply 2 single crochets into the first one. So 1 and 2 share the same stitch. The next 4 are all by themselves. So let's count those out together. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let's go through the sequence one more time. So the next one is going to have 2 into the same stitch, so they're sharing the stitch, and then the next 4 are by themselves. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So do that same sequence all the way around for round number 7, and I'll be right back in just a moment. So coming around on this cycle here, so 2 into the next one here, and then the last 4 are by themselves. So we're just keeping into the sequence of the round number 7, and again my little magic trick for the last stitch to join. Okay, let's move on to round number 8. Okay, it's party time for number 8. No counting, just chain up 1, and starting with the first one with the slip stitch, just 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around, and I'll see you at the end of round number 8 in just a moment. I'm going to rely on you to do the slip stitching at the end of these rounds now. I don't have to show it anymore, and I will just pick you up at the beginning of round number 9 in a moment. Let's move on to round number 9. You're going to chain up 1 and the increase is going to change. So we're going to put in 1 single crochet into the next 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then 2 single crochets into the next stitch. So the sequence for number 9 is 5 by itself. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2 into the next. Please repeat this all the way around for round number 9, and I'll pick you up on round number 10 in just a moment. Let's begin round number 10. No counting is required, so just chain up 1 and 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around, and I'll pick you up on number 11 in just a moment. So we're here for number 11. You're going to notice that it's going to start bowling out. That's because we're doing those 1 single crochets, but look how nice that's shaping, right? So let's begin number 11. Chain up 1 and you'll put 2 single crochets into the first one. In this case it's a slip stitch where you did the join. So you have 2 into that one, and then the next 6 are by itself. So let's count those out together. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then 2 into the next one. 1 and 2 share the same stitch, and then the next 6 are by itself. So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and that's your sequence then for round number 11, and I'll pick you up on number 12 in just a moment. Let's begin round number 12. No counting is required, and you're going to chain up 1 and apply 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around, and please do that now, and I'll catch you back up on round number 13 in a moment. So let's begin round number 13. Got to count again, so just chain up 1 and you are going to apply 1 single crochet in the first 7. So you use the slip stitch as number 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then 2 into the next. Okay, so let's do the sequence again. So the sequence is the next 7 by itself. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then 2 into the next. Please do that all the way around for round number 13. So let's begin number 14. No counting, and just chain up 1 and slam in 1 single crochet into each stitch all the way around. Please do that, and I'll pick you up on number 15, and at the end of number 15 after that we're going to start doing the color play as you see within the hat. So it's going along pretty good so far, at least here behind the scenes. Okay, we're gonna start number 15. We do need to count one more time, and you will notice that this count seems kind of weird compared to what we have been doing, but that's because we're now going to go to the final shaping. So you're going to chain up 1 and you're going to single crochet twice into the first one. So 1 and 2, and this time we're going to do 11 in a row. So let's count those out together. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay, once you have your 11, here's the count. 2 into the next, and then 11 by itself, 2 into the next, and 11 by itself, and do this around, and we are going to change the color at the end of this round, and this is number 15, and that's where I'm going to pick you up next. I'm finishing up round number 15. I'm doing my magic trick, and I'm going to join to the beginning single crochet. This is the end of the line for this coloring, just for a little bit, and this here has got now the crown shape for your head. So you're going to trim your yarn, and I'm just gotta find my scissors here on my desk, and I just gotta cut it long enough. Do not cut these strands so long, because you will find that the one color will get pretty close to the end that you may be screaming yarn chicken on social media, and I don't want to hear about it. So just don't cut your strands too long. When I say yarn chicken, you probably will have several feet left over, but it's not gonna be a lot. So we're going to introduce then some coloring then for rounds number 16, 17, 18 and 19. The counting is now over until we start doing the brim, and we're gonna grab our secondary color and kick you off on those 4 rounds next. I'm gonna show you how to join and etc. So I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna join. I want you to do a standing single crochet. I know it doesn't say to do that, but that's why you're here in the tutorial, and so the people that are reading the pattern will never know. So I want you to put the slip knot onto the hook first. Don't waste too much yarn, but you just, this is too much yarn I'm wasting. So don't waste too much and just simply just put it onto there. In the same one that you did the join with a slip stitch is your stitch number 1. So going in, see this one here, lay it down on top of the line and also lay down the straggler on the top of the line. And so pull this. So yarn over and just pull through, and you're gonna have 2 loops, and then you're gonna yarn over, pull through 2. That's a standing single crochet. So instead of having that terrible chain 1 spot that when you join new colors and it looks like sin, that's how you can avoid it. A standing single crochet. It should be standard as far as I'm concerned on everything. So we're just gonna whip ourselves around and we're just gonna apply 1 single crochet, but for the first 2 inches I want you to cover over top of these 2 strands so somebody doesn't need to sew, and that's you. So I'm not counting, I don't need to, but just roughly about at the 2-inch mark. I studied engineering, and the engineering professor told us that if you measure points on your fingers that you always know. So literally from this point to this point is 1 inch for me. So if you measure something on your body that you can measure things to, especially with your hands, it becomes a nice easy confirmation point instead of a tape measure. So you can decide what you're gonna measure. I don't wanna hear about it if you're measuring something weird though. Okay, so 1 and 2. So once you have that done, you can safely, if you wanna secure it with a tapestry needle, you can, like I showed you, which is going back and forth. So taking the strands back and forth on the back, but I'm kinda lazy in this way, and because I've gone 2 inches, I am just going to trim that right where it is and gone. Okay. And so just slam your single crochets going all the way around and do rounds number 16, 17 and 18. Sorry, 16, 17, 18 and 19. So 4 rounds of this blue, and then we're going to be switching back then for 2 rounds of the main color once again. So I'll pick you back up on the end of this round just to verify, and I'll see you back here in just a moment. So when you're coming up all the way around, even though you got a different color going on, don't lose sight of this last stitch. Right where I'm currently in, that here is the joining. Do you see it? So what I have to do, because you will lose your mind, is that you'll go in there, plus you'll use the space. Because you've started new yarn, it's leaning further over than it should be. Okay, and so I'm just doing my special trick, and then I'm gonna join it and pull it back. And if you're not sure, the counts are 78 single crochets, and once you pull it back it looks good. So please now do rounds number 17, 18 and 19, and I'll pick you back up and we'll be changing our color then for a couple rounds and etc. So please use this technique, and I'll see you back here at the beginning of round number 20 in just a moment. So I've just finished up to round number 19. We're going to end this color right where we are, right where we are, and I want us to get the secondary color or the main color back into play. For rounds number 20 and 21, what I want you to do is 2 rounds of single crochet using the main color. I've already shown you how to join it, so just do single crochets around and do 2 rounds of there. So please do rounds number 20 and 21 on your own, and I will see you back here in just a moment. Okay, so we're coming up to the end of round number 21. I need you to change out this yarn and do another 4 rounds of this color again. So I'm gonna leave that in your hands, and I need you to do rounds number 22, 23, 24 and 25, and we're gonna do this main color, and then we're gonna reintroduce the brim after that. So please do those 4 rounds, 22, 23, 24 and 25. Okay, so I'm done up to round number 25. So you see your striping. So see these little stripes of just the 2 rounds? That's gonna stay consistent. So what we need to do, we're gonna do the first round of the brim next, and I'm going to introduce my next color. And when we go to do this, we want to go onto the back loops only. So what I'm going to suggest to you is that if you're new to crochet, there's always 2 loops, and the loop that's closest to you is the front loop, and the loop that you have to dive in and split the stitch with is the back loop. Okay, so that's the back loop there. This is the front loop. So what I'm gonna suggest to you, when you go to join this new color, that you go into the back loop only and have it onto there. Okay, and you're gonna go into the back loop and you're just going to join it with a standing single crochet. So I've already shown you how to do the standing. But because we're doing the brim now, I want you to do another single crochet in the back loop only. So this whole round we're only going to be doing the back loops. And this is going to allow the brim to flex out. So this is why we're doing that. So now the first one here has the 2 single crochets into it. Now here's the repeat pattern for the remaining of it. You're going to single crochet in the back loop of the next 2 on their own. Okay, and then the next one, here's the sequence, is gonna be 2 single crochets in the back loop into the same stitch. Okay, and then 1 into the next 2 as well. So the sequence, if you haven't figured it out yet, is 2 single crochets into the first stitch and then 1 single crochet in the next 2, and you'll do that all the way around, and this will conclude then the first round, and I'll see you at the end. So make sure you join it and I'll be right back. So I'm coming all the way back around and I just have my 2 single crochets left. I want to continue to maintain the back looping only. Even when I do my little tricky thing, I want to continue to keep that also in the back loop so that it looks pretty consistent, and then I'm just going to join. Now we're going to move on with the next round. The next round is just a regular round, no counting at all. It's round number 2 and we're back to the both loops, so you'll no longer be working with these back loops for the remaining of the pattern. So chain up 1 and slam in 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around, and that'll take you around, and we're gonna get rid of this color and be back for 4 rounds of this other blue color that you see. And we'll be back in just a moment at the end of the second round. So we're at the end of number 2 and we're just gonna join. So I want you to knock off this color and bring back the blue and do 4 more rounds of just 1 single crochet in each stitch for rounds number 3, 4, 5, and 6. So please do 4 more rounds of the blue, and I'll be right back in a moment. Okay, so we're at the end of round number 6. We're gonna trim this yarn and we're gonna be back and just get ready that next yarn up here, and we're going to do another increase as we go, and we're almost getting to the conclusion of this hat. So let's continue to go. Let's begin round number 7. We're going to do another increase to allow the hat to grow even more, and we're gonna go into both loops and we're gonna join this color with a standing single crochet like we showed you before. We meaning all my personalities. And so we have that one, and you're going to put 2 single crochets in that one. So you got the standing one and a single crochet in, and the sequence then for this entire round is that there's gonna be 3 by itself. So let's just do 3 by itself. So we have 1, 2, and 3, and then the next one is 2 into the same. So there's your sequence. So 2 into the same and then 3 by itself, and you'll repeat that sequence going all the way around for round number 7 right here on the brim. Okay, we're gonna do the 8th round. We're gonna use the same color, so we have the 2 layers like we need, and it just chain 1 and 1 single crochet in each stitch going all the way around, and I'll see you at the end of number 8 in a moment, and then we're gonna do the last 4 rounds together in the blue, and that will conclude today's hat. So I'll see you back here in a moment. Okay, so I'm at the end of number 8, and so we're gonna end this color, and you know what to do at this point. I'm sure you do. So rounds number 9 through 12, the next 4 rounds are going to be the blue, and that'll end your hat for today. So there's no more growth going on, and I will do that, and I'll be back in just a moment with a completed hat, and I'll show you how to weave in the ends if you didn't see it in the magic circle when we started. So we're coming to the end of our journey. This is the last few stitches of our hat, and I'm doing my magic trick right at the end. I'm consistent all the way through, and I'm joining it to the first one. Now we want to fasten this yarn off. I am going to use a tapestry needle. I recommend that you do that as well. There's a difference of like crocheting over top of the ends. You can't crochet over top of that because it's the end. So just pull through. Turn the hat to the inside there, and any loose ends that you have you want to take care of, and you want to slam it through a tapestry needle, and you don't want to go through the entire project. And when you go to do this, the best way to do it is to split the fibers. So just don't go in between strands. Make sure that the fibers split itself, and just go back in the direction from which you came. And if you turn it around, you should not see that needle protruding out the other end. Okay, so don't go and interfere with that, because that's what people are gonna see when they look at you. Okay, so we're just gonna go back and forth a total of 3 times. So that's number 2, and finally the 3rd time is a charm. And then that will be it. That's the end of the line. So today we've worked on a little bucket hat together, an adult size. It's really cute. We've dealt with our seam line, and let me just back you out here on the camera, and really cute, like you know, blue and white. There's nautical, just dying for your hands there. And so we have their original, which was done in purple here, and then you'll see the models was a green and beige, and that was really nice too. So I think this is a winner chicken dinner. I think it's a great idea. Keep that sun off you during the summer, and this has been another great day here with our friends at yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey from the Crochet Crowd in Nova Scotia, and we hope to see you again real soon. Bye bye.